Good morning, and welcome to Morning Light Radio. I know it's been a while, and for that I do apologize, because this was my commuter stream, and I haven't been commuting for a while. So I actually wanted to drop in today and just take a few minutes to chat with myself, to say my greetings to you, excuse me, and to just see what happens as usual. Just kind of see where things go, where things want to be. Yeah, I busted out the wheel of time. With some consolidated quotes from Carlos Castaneda. And we'll just roll with it. Enjoy. I hope you've been well. Hope you've been doing great. Skip to a random page and I'll read a little bit. The self-confidence of the warrior is not the self-confidence of the average man. The average man seeks certainty in the eyes of the onlooker and calls that self-confidence. The warrior seeks impeccability in his own eyes and calls that humbleness. The average man is hooked to his fellow men, while the warrior is hooked only to infinity. Good morning, my dear friend, Just Me Art Fan. How are you doing? If you have the morning energy, I'll drop a invite into the chat there. Find another quote. There is no way to get rid of self-pity for good. It has a definite place and character in our lives, a definite facade which is recognizable. Thus, every time the occasion arises, the facade of self-pity becomes active. It has a history. But if one changes the facade, one shifts its place of prominence. One changes facades by shifting the component elements of the facade itself. Self-pity is useful to the user because he feels important and deserving of better conditions. better treatment, or because he is unwilling to assume responsibility for the acts that brought him to the state that elicited self-pity. I feel like I just got to take a moment to kind of be with these quotations. There's so much in these few words. How often do we take the time to gather ourselves? A warrior knows that he is waiting and what he is waiting for. And while he waits, he wants nothing, and thus whatever little things he gets is more than he can take. If he needs to eat, he finds a way because he is not hungry. If something hurts his body, he finds a way to stop it because he is not in pain. To be hungry or to be in pain means that the man is not a warrior, and the forces of his hunger and pain will destroy him. Now that's a tough one, right, to wrap your head around. Hunger seems to be so prominent in so many people's lives. We almost take that feeling as indisputable. Pardon me. Whenever the internal dialogue stops, the world collapses, and extraordinary facets of ourselves surface, as though they had been kept heavily guarded by our words. Whenever the internal dialogue stops, the world collapses, and extraordinary facets of ourselves surface, as though they had been kept heavily guarded by our words. Yeah, kind of just settle in there. Take a moment to let the words melt away. Kind of just let that magic within dance and fizzle, circulate, refresh. Be a nice time right now to take a beautiful and deep breath of air. Just hold it in for a few short seconds and let it out with a releasing sigh. Maybe again. One more. Oh, yeah. Good morning to you, Mr. Blunt Scotsman. Good morning. Although it's not morning, is it? Good afternoon, good evening. If you are interested in telling us anything about your day, you are excessively welcome to do so. And as usual, there is a link in the chat. Their reason makes them forget that the description is only a description. And before they realize it, human beings have entrapped the totality of themselves in a vicious circle from which they rarely emerge in their lifetimes. Human beings are perceivers, but the world that they perceive is an illusion created by the description that was told to them from the moment they were born. So in essence, the world that their reason wants to sustain is the world created by a description and its dogmatic and inviolable rules, which their reason learns to accept and defend. So I'm reading from The Wheel of Time by Carlos Castaneda, and it's a collection of quotations from his many books. Once a man worries, he clings to anything out of desperation. And once he clings, he is bound to get exhausted. Or to exhaust whomever or whatever he is clinging to. A warrior hunter, on the other hand, knows he will lure game into his traps over and over again. So he doesn't worry. To worry is to become accessible, unwittingly accessible. Good morning, my friend. It's such a pleasure to have you join Morning Light Radio, the strangest, oddest morning radio show in all 7 galaxies. Without further ado, I would like to introduce the wise and knowledgeable Just Me Art Fan. What's happening? How you doing there, Just Me Art Fan?
Doing good. Just trying to get my headphones to reconnect.
A warrior hunter deals intimately with his world, and yet he is inaccessible to that same world. He taps it lightly, stays for as long as he needs to, and then swiftly moves away, leaving hardly a mark.
Alright, we have success.
The concealed advantage of luminous beings is that they have something which is never used: intent. The maneuver of shamans is the same as the maneuver of the average man. Both have a description of the world. The average man upholds it with his reason. The shaman upholds it with his intent. Both descriptions have their rules, but the advantage of the shaman is that intent is more engulfing than reason.
So does intent give energy to the reason?
Does intent give energy to the reason? What is your definition of intent, and what is your definition of reason?
Well, reason would be able to be justified beyond the means of the energy of the intent put into the reason. So if you carry ill energy added into intent, or good energy added into intent, then it gives reason energy.
Your mic's a little bit low.
Is that better?
No, that's much better. That's much better. So I didn't quite catch that.
I was thinking in my mind, I says, the intent, which would be the energy of the intent, good or bad in its nature, aids in the reason, in the execution of reason. Because those things are singular until you add intent and energy.
The blunt Scotsman says, reason can give energy to intentions.
Yes.
And I think that's why the quotation said that intentions has the advantage, or not intentions, excuse me, but intent has the advantage over reason, because intent is more engulfing while reason is excessively limited. And again, that's just the conclusion that I'm using my reason to come up with. There's no emptiness in the life of a warrior. Everything is filled to the brim. Everything is filled to the brim, and everything is equal.
The journey and the path of the warrior is adventurous.
It seems to be full of adventure. Now, to kind of give away to a little bit more of the writing, the warrior's path is the path of knowledge. And the path of knowledge is the path of freedom.
That would be like the hero's journey, the road less traveled.
It would definitely be a road. In this case, you don't choose this road yourself, because you would have to be insane to choose it. You'd have to be nudged into the path of warriorship, into the path of the vast, into the path, into the realms of the unknown. An average man is too concerned with liking people or with being liked himself. A warrior likes, that's all. He likes whatever or whomever he wants for the hell of it. I've always liked that quotation. Because when we like people because of our reason, the reason will become its own obstacle. A warrior never worries about his fear. Instead, he thinks about the wonders of seeing the flow of energy. The rest is frills, unimportant frills. Only a crackpot would undertake the task of becoming a man of knowledge of his own accord. A sober-headed man has to be tricked into doing it. There are scores of people who would gladly undertake the task, but those don't count. They are usually cracked. They are like gourds that look fine from the outside, and yet they would leak the minute you put pressure on them, the minute you fill them with water.
I'm digging it.
People's actions no longer affect a warrior. When he has no more expectations of any kind, a strange peace becomes the ruling force in his life. He has adopted one of the concepts of a warrior's life: detachment. Detachment does not automatically mean wisdom, but it is nonetheless an advantage because it allows the warrior to pause momentarily to reassess situations, to reconsider positions, in order to use that extra moment consistently and correctly. However, a warrior has to struggle unyieldingly for the duration of his life. If seers can hold their own in facing petty tyrants, they can certainly face the unknown with impunity, and then they can even withstand the presence of the unknowable. What seems natural is to think that a warrior who can hold his own in the face of the unknown can certainly face petty tyrants with impunity. But that's not necessarily so. What destroyed the superb warriors of ancient times was to rely on that assumption. Nothing can temper the spirit of a warrior as much as the challenge of dealing with impossible people in positions of power. Only under those conditions can warriors acquire the sobriety and serenity to withstand the pressure of the unknowable. Let's sit on that for a second. Sometimes it seems like maybe what we loathe could be our greatest gift.
Heart of a gladiator, spirit of a warrior. Yes, yes, yes. And from planet Fargon, a terrestrial entity has landed.
Good morning,
to
guys.
The odd and awkward stream.
Good evening, Blunt
Good
Stetson.
night, sir.
I thought I would just come in here just now because the vibes are so beautiful and trying to save the life of this little bird. It's absolutely exhausting. I could hear it crying all day, didn't know where it was coming from, then worked out it was stuck in a drain pipe, hottest day of the year.
And it was stuck in a drain pipe around your home?
Yeah, around at the end of where my block of buildings are, and it's an empty house. Could hear it crying and crying and crying, and then could just spot its wing hanging out at the end of the drain pipe. Managed to, with help of the neighbours, get a set of ladders and climb up. And we got it out, but it fell a little bit of a distance. Tried to give it a little bit of water, not too much. We called the animal ambulance. They can't get here until tomorrow. We have to try and keep it warm, like in a nest, and I've made up a little feed here for it.
Are you keeping it outside, or did you bring it inside?
I brought it inside, brother.
Can you put it like near a light, or is there a way to keep it warm?
Yeah, well, it's all wrapped up in these blankets here.
He's got it swaddled in there pretty good.
Oh, that's what we're looking at.
Looking at a sort of little nest.
That's the bird in the blanket, brother.
Yeah, well, it's just we were talking about the warrior spirit and stuff like that, and I just thought, you know what, this little chick, this little baby starling needs to hear these vibrations pass through its little body.
Brother.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
exhausted.
See if I can make my screen bigger, because my eyes are not what they once were.
You see, you know what it's like with babies. I mean, babies will tell you when they're hungry.
Yes, they will.
And it's just, this is so exhausted. I have made up a little mixture to revive it a little bit, but I don't want to disturb it too much in case it really is just resting.
Yeah, right now it looks like you've got this little baby bird just finally comfortable. Just finally comfortable.
Well, we could take a moment to focus our energy and our love and our healing towards this little birdie here. And we could share what we have in our life as the strange birds we are with this little miracle that you have wrapped up and bundled and cozy, and praying that it is in fact resting and healing.
It truly will be a miracle if it survives, because it was all day from early I heard this little bird, and I really just thought it was in a nest or maybe had fallen from a nest, but I couldn't see anything anywhere. But that, yeah, it's a miracle it's even survived the day stuck in that pipe. It's been so warm. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh my. Oh, it is so cute.
I'm sort of like stuck 50-50 whether I should really try and see if it will take some fluid or to leave it resting.
Do you have a plastic syringe?
Yeah, I've got a syringe here, brother. I've made up some kitten formula milk. Yeah, it's really weak. I've made a kitten formula milk, but really, really weak. Just so maybe just take a little bit of water, and it's got vitamin A, D, and C plus in it. So
yeah, so I'd say let this little birdie rest for a little while, and if you hear him make a peep, I would take that syringe and I would just, as delicately as you can, just kind of get it in his mouth and give him a little nutrients.
brother, it's just opening its eyes. You just keep talking.
Yeah, he's just a cute little guy, just a cute little bird. Just, he looks more comfortable than he's been in days, brother.
Yeah, I think I will just let him
Remember.
rest this night and check again in an hour or so.
You know, if this bird comes back to good health, this bird is going to have an attachment to you.
Well, there is a there's a local animal ambulance you can call, but that is all part-time workers, and the only availability that they can come and pick up the bird is tomorrow morning. So I would have it overnight anyway.
Right. When my mom was still alive, we had a robin that the kids brought home, fell out of a tree, and was kind of just abandoned for a couple of days. We brought it home, and we nursed it back to health, same as you are now. And the robin, it didn't really leave for like a good 3 or 4 months. I mean, hell, we went camping in the woods, and this bird came with us. You know, it'd sit up on the awning of the RV and just hang out by the campfire with us. It'd perch up on your shoulder. Hell, it came home, rode in the truck with us, and then just one day it decided, okay, I'm feeling good enough to leave. But we had a pet robin for a while. It was kind of very awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna let the little guy sleep.
Yeah.
Just let's hope he wakes up and starts screaming the place down that I want food.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right. Yeah, right now
He'll
he's
definitely sure let us know.
yeah, he's resting.
You see how large the mouth is in comparison to the rest of the body.
Yeah, it's amazing, mate. I noticed
It
that
is.
also. It's a really, really big beak. And all the feathers just look like a little dinosaur. Just little jaggy things. There's no feathers. It's just all these little jaggy bits on it. Just make sure the cat's not about, because that would be an early dinner for the cat.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of heartbreak.
Let's get down past the planets.
At my
That's a
dad's
lovely.
house.
That's a lovely book to you're reading from. So it is.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was digging it.
I have not read the quotation book for probably a good 15 years at least. Usually when I go back to reading, I just read the novels. And it's really nice to have some great quotations consolidated.
I've only ever heard quotations from other people who have read his stuff. I've never ever looked into any of his writings.
Yeah, I would. I would say on my journey, reading through these books gave me some instruction to break away from the brainwashing and to begin to plow a bit of my own path. And I'm very, very thankful for that. I feel fortunate. There was this time, maybe in my early 20s, where this heaviness became something like overwhelming. And You know, what did I want to do most? I just wanted to lay in bed. And you think you could lay in bed and the storm will go away, right? The storm of your sadness or the storm of your depression.
What was the overwhelming thing? Just the generalized realization of the world and a lot of the people in it?
I think what it was is kind of like when you find that you're living that you're not living, really. There's this pressure when we don't allow ourselves to be. There's a breakdown that will occur if that happens over a long period of time. So what I believe was happening was, for so long, I was conducting myself in a way where part of it was I thought that's how I was supposed to be conducting myself. Part of it was fear. Part of it was overthinking. Part of it was an unstoppable inner dialogue that assisted me not at all. And so it created a resistance to be touched and to touch the world at large.
All part of the life experience. And as we have these moments of our evolving transitional scenes, we progress on that path. It's from one point of selfishness, hopelessness, jealousy, rage, can turn to this beautiful place of understanding, acceptance, empathy, all part of the same life experience that we all go through at different points. And I think to gather together, listen to your story and J-Mar's story and everybody else's story and my story, along the way with different scenery, with the exact same transitional life experiences that we gather as real strong cornerstones to our own path building. It's lovely the way you express it, man.
Good morning. Good morning, avuncular Micah. How are you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful day. I don't know if you were here to see the Blunt Scotsman is nursing a little baby chirping bird.
I think it's a baby starling.
A baby starling, and I don't know what that is, but I will ask the master of information for what the baby starling is so I can see one. And you know, the reason to me that that's worth sharing I would say is because sometimes we think, oh, this is just how life is. It's depressing and it's suppressing, and we could explain it because there's so many bad things happening in the world, and
Yes.
You know, all this technology and the life is moving faster, and we don't got a grip on anything, and we are leaves in the wind. And there's all these good reasons that we can share for for falling into the pit of despair. And what I again found with these books is that that is just one posture of many. That is one role in the choices of very many roles to be. And you can run with any specific feeling and become attached to that.
But as soon as you have recognition of what you've just pointed out and can find some attachment to those things, you then truly become the brother, the uncle, the son, the dad, the friend. These things all take real connection and understanding of self-responsibility of what you can give. So yeah, to be pointing out of the absolute amazing possibilities that we can all share and complete, while recognizing the horrors and atrocities that are actually happening on this planet. As to what I've just reiterated to as the most important core energy is to connect to that brother, son, dad, uncle, friend.
Are we meant to be the change that we would like to see in the world? We don't wait for it, we create it. We are it.
You talk about it all the time, J-Math, about the higher vibration. You know better than anybody, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of focus, and a lot of work. It's sometimes our symptomatic issues from our conditions can be the fuel that our fire needs.
Amen. 100.
You know? So I didn't realise for a long time when somebody had said to me, oh, your condition is a blessing, and I really fell out with them, but I understood it sort of made me into this hyper positive as possible. If we can't work it out today, we'll sit around the table tomorrow vibe.
It's like if my entire life's journey has chalked up to for me to be exactly what I am meant to be, then right that makes all of life a blessing. Yeah, right. You bet your ass. Right now is 100% a blessing that I am here and conscious enough to be aware.
I love these different views sometimes in this broken down conversation, because it really does help me with what I'm trying to do at the moment, which is just I'm really trying to practice understanding everything. The real first step, sorry, I was going to say, was in my reasoning of understanding is autonomy, which is giving everybody's energies back to them. Yeah. Not thinking that I can think about others or for others or what somebody should maybe say or do or all that sort of thing. It's really just give all that away and practice the understanding bit, which is always just 1,000 triggers.
So to me, understanding is like the booby prize of life. Are you going to understand the ride, or are you going to get on and ride the ride?
It takes us to the edge of knowledge.
Yeah.
Where there's this just big vacuum of never ending understanding.
It's infinite source, so it's not to be understood, but it's to be recognized as its
The river.
shock and awe. As it, yeah. So it's inflow, outflow, bro. Flow like water. Let it flow in you and out of you, and do not hold on to it, because then you will be stuck in a stagnant state trying to hold on to something of which is flowing.
That stagnant state is in the status quo of fear and anxiety, depression, just what AWR was just talking about, where it is a constant clickbait flow, serotonin, dopamine reward. See, even though, do you know something? We almost know too much now. And what I mean by that is there's so many real important, significant points that have almost became insignificant because we've been layered by so much importance. Even just in the state at the moment of the world and its armory and where everybody is strategically poised, it's never ever been this serious.
Well, it makes the psyops seem absolutely more bigger than the psyops that it is. You know, it's a psychological fight for the mind and the spirit on our journey. You know, it's like a fight for us to save our souls against all of the great things that are like the opposition or the great parallax. You know, it's like since the day we're born, we are in a natural state trying to fight the opposition to maintain our natural state, only to lose focus over time as we age. We clog our filter, we hold on to the intake and don't flow it out. You know, we don't flow like water. Myself, big problem, a lot of years. You have to be more open and flow like water. I learned for myself.
I knew this was going to happen. I don't know if I would turn the camera around. I bet you this is it's gone now. The parents of that bird are going to be looking for that.
Well, yeah, they should make some noise if they do.
They
Well,
will.
so look at
Well,
this.
you can't sort of just leave it outside because they won't pick it up and take it anywhere. You know?
Well, there's a whole message here. Like, so imagine you're this little baby birdling. Imagine you're this parents of this baby birdling, because I've seen this before. A few days will go by, we'll nurse this bird back to health. This bird will start to gain strength. You know, this is what we're hoping for. This bird will grow up as a juvenile and learn to be a bird, and it will find its parents. You know, that's just a given. You know, they'll be out there in the area. It's a localized bird when it's big enough to be that. It will be reintroduced with its parents. But this little baby bird will have a great story to tell in bird talk to its parents. I'm on.
Yeah. To survive the night, it will go to the ambulance people tomorrow and they'll bring it to proper health. Then once it can fly, I imagine so, they'll bring it back to here and let it go.
Yeah, they might tag it just to keep an eye on it too.
Yeah, that's maybe a thing to see. Well,
it'd be cool to see. It'd be cool. Yeah,
the local
if they tagged it, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see it come back like year after year and be like, dude, that's our tagged bird. That's our miracle bird right there.
Just need to stay away from the cat that likes birds.
Aye.
So, excuse me. So, when we're discussing understanding and cross-referencing it with the word autonomy, I think there is some wisdom in language, and there is this word that you guys are familiar with called namaste.
Yeah, man.
And if I understand it correctly, it is an expression that is telling the other person that I see that you are having that you are on a spiritual journey, that you are having a spiritual experience. And maybe that is all we need to understand. Maybe that's all the autonomy that is helpful.
That's ultimate acceptance. It's destination. It's illumination of intention and discernment. But shows you purpose. But it is sort of like giving it all away. Everything. Even your thoughts, sort of thing, to try and be a bit more directed by natural vibrations of the planet and stuff. Tune into to
flow it all out.
What you're being spoken about, what's being spoken to you.
So it's like the information as we gather it in, we must flow it out, otherwise we do not hold space to inflow new information. That's why we must flow like water, because the information flows like water, so we must be like it. If we learn, we must outflow and teach. That way we may learn more, because if we learn, but we do not outflow it, we're clogging up that space. I mean, sure, you can know great knowledge, but until you outflow it, you won't gather more knowledge.
See, I think there's a progressive thing that happens with microdosing where rather than take a really high dose and at one point in that elusive feeling of a high dose can provide, actually feel that when you look at certain trees or the bushes or the grass, they are individually saying something to you. So on that high dose, you maybe experience that during your trip, but in microdosing, rather than be really wasted and on that high dose, I think it's a gradual step of neurological connection through a vibrational sense.
Yeah, you can try that sober.
Yeah, well, when I'm now looking at someone and listening to someone, I can have a direct sensory perception of the vibration of them speaking to me, and I can understand what they're saying. But now, when I really tune into any one individual thing in a sort of way, in a communicational sense, without me relaying any sort of messages, everything speaks to me. Everything has something to say.
It's energy based. You pick up on the energies like a flowing matrix of zeros and ones, and then if their thoughts, vibes, or energy is dirty, it shows up as dirty matrix. Everything is flowing information. Now I've felt this same feeling that you're describing sober, but it's not very often and very, very rare.
Well, this is the first week, and I couldn't even remember when that I'm not taking truffles. Because I want to see if this is something that has developed rather than always needing a flush through of the serotonin and dopamine, because
you don't need something to trigger it.
Yeah, but the pathways should be there and connected. This now shouldn't need me to take supplements.
Because you've raised your level of thought process, your consciousness, your vibration, if you will. You've raised it enough that you're starting to learn these things. They are programmed into your neural response network of where you no longer need the truffles to facilitate that, because you have gained the clarity of using the cognitive enlightenment, the thought process.
The wiring is already there with me stretching my sensory perception of trying to receive, listen, and accept. That's built its own pathway.
It's almost like you've found ways to, in a roundabout way, repair the firing of the neurons and the thought process. You've repaired it to a higher tuned frequency, if you will. But then to realize that you don't need that catalyst anymore because you've bumped it up to that level. I mean, you can still use it. You can still use it as a tool, but it's like me. I don't do shrooms so much like a lot of my friends do. I don't do it to like get all like woo. It's a journey. It's a spiritual thing. It's a shamanic. It's a balance. It's inflow. It's outflow. It's learning. And it's like once you realize. You have all those aha moments. Like I said, very rare does it ever happen to me, but it's like without shrooms or without the aid or anything, sober as a bird. You can vibrate in tune with nature, and the trees will talk to you. I mean, the earth will talk. You feel the energy. You feel the flow. You feel the vibrations. You can almost literally see it in real time.
But I think what's very interesting about that is we come to know that the trees, the birds, the stars, the wind, they have something to say to us. And they have so much to teach us. And as we go back to the intent versus reason, the reason has the ability to override the possibility to listen, while the intent merges with all the energetic fields that one is exposed to at any given moment. It's the swaying of the weeds, a life force like ourself. That is beyond time.
I heard something the other night, I can't remember where I heard it now, but I liked what it said. They said that time has no time for time.
Time is a funny thing, you guys.
Time is no time for time, man. I was like, of course, time is no time for time. Exactly. Time is no time for time.
So when you operate on quantum fields, if you are conscious enough at a high enough level of frequency vibration, right, you realize you can actually kind of control time a little bit in a roundabout way. Time is quantifiable. It can be bent. It can be manipulated like a quantum field.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
We bend time.
So check this out. We would spend our whole lives thinking we want to invent a time machine. We are the damn time machine. You just got to unlock that little bit of thinking capabilities.
I said in a track that I wrote one time that I'd slept in from a time machine, so I'm stuck with everybody for now.
So we are. So you remember we had these talks. What if we are what if we're a living, walking skin suit of a particle accelerator? Well, particle accelerators operate on some very cool principles, quantum fields, atoms, ions. That makes us the embodiment of the same thing. I mean, so we also have the ability to quantifiably bend space-time.
Avuncular, you're asking me what do you feed a starling chick? We called the local animal ambulance and they said any sort of like really watered down little cat biscuits that you get here are just full of vitamins, so I've left them steeping in water, and we'd mentioned that I had kitten formula for like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week old kittens if they weren't going to feed from their mother, and they said just to make that up a watered down mixture, so that's what I've made up, a watered down mixture of kitten formula and little kitten biscuits that are all mashed down into and I've got a little syringe So yeah.
Yeah, just enough to get it a little bit of nutrients in it.
Or and see if it wants something to eat. But yeah, if it's hungry, it will definitely shout. But I'll need to check it soon anyway. Yes, a lovely yard, man. It's the only yard that's got weeds in it for the butterflies and bees.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people might see that and be like, "Oh man, you need to mow the grass." I'm like, "Look at the breeze, and
I had someone come to the door last week.
It flows the breeze through your yard. It's great."
Yeah, but I've got a nice little path through there.
Yeah.
Takes you up to the back of the strawberries, and you can go up and sit with the chief and have a little word with him, and then the medicine's going to go up at the back there where the chief is. Someone from the local council sort of thing came and chat at my door and said, "Hey, we notice all these weeds in your yard." And I was like, "Yeah." So it just looks a bit untidy. I said, "Have you had a complaint?" Like, "No." He said, "Well, do you know why I've got these plants?" He said, "Oh, I thought they were weeds." I said, "Yes, they are weeds, but they're very important weeds. They're for the butterflies and the bees." I said, "There's not one garden in this whole village that's got anything that's going to attract natural location."
Right.
So these are location plants.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, take your mindset of Mr. HOA and let's bend your thinking a little bit into a more broad openness. Like, bro,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
serving the birds and the bees, man.
I was going to say as well, they
Like-
came and tapped everybody's door here to ask if anybody wanted birdhouses put onto the side of the building, and everybody said no here. There's not one house that'll get the birdhouses on the side of the building, but I took 4. And one of the neighbours was saying, "Listen, you do know that you'll get a lot of bird poop up and down your building." And I was like, "Yeah, birds poop." You just grow some clematis up the side of the wall, and the wall will be with plants, and you won't see any bird poop. So yeah, man.
And I told him, there's a lot of poop that went through your toilet. What's the difference?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just birds, But that's nothing, man. This is the weeds that I'm really proud of over here. This is where I've got 3 different kinds of milkweed. Brother, wait till you see the thistle. The Scottish thistle that I'm growing in the corner.
Oh, yeah, thistle's got hella medicinal value, bro. Like, people don't get it, man. The whole HOA in the United States, they call them dandelion police anymore, and it's like they don't realize people that have made dandelions seem like they're such a bad thing. Let's look at dandelion root, man. Dandelion root's healthy as shit. I mean, that's
going to be a multi-headed thistle.
Yeah. Thistle, that's got some great medicinal properties right there. It's like people don't realize that there's medicine everywhere, that some sort of governmental mindset has told everybody, no, weeds are bad. Weeds are bad. Like, motherfuckers, did you know that wild lettuce is like, you can make a tincture that's not addictive, that's non-addictive, that's better than morphine out of wild lettuce. But it's like, oh, weeds are bad.
I think that avuncular eats the thistle.
That's the lavender in here.
Is that the stuff you eat there, avuncular? Is that thistle, those little guys that you boil?
I've got some strawberries coming. A few strawberries here. And this is beautiful spearmint.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what
spearmint.
I love. Spearmint
Dude,
is a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah. I used to mow lawns when I was a kid, and this guy, he had it kind of creep out over the lawn, so you'd have to mow a bit of it over every time. Best smell in the world, mowing a little bit of it over, fresh, chopped up.
Oh,
Ooh,
just
whole
clip
whole
that.
backyard.
This is all eucalyptus, and you've got mint and lavender, so the garden smells amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this will start to flower soon. This big boy.
Maybe this will motivate. I could get avuncular to jump in and show off his garden. He has the ultimate green thumb.
No,
of the neighbours. No, I don't think neighbours like me. It's fine.
They don't like when you look in their windows.
I just look too much like Jesus would go to church. I've told people I can heal their pets and stuff. So yeah. Listen, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you just now. I'm going to go and get something to eat. And if you're still alive, I'll check back in with you, okay?
Yeah, thanks a bunch. I'm probably going to have to close up pretty soon here. But I appreciate
Yeah, man,
you.
but totally
Love you very
loving
much,
that.
man.
Loving that vibration from that book you're reading. And yeah, J-Math, I'll catch up with you soon, brother.
Absolutely love you, brother.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
man,
thank
planting
you
the
very
seeds,
much,
guys.
man. Appreciate that. Catch you later. Enjoy the day. Many prayers for our fun starling. Beautiful little starling.
Man. Clarice. We need to call it Clarice.
Clarice. And why Clarice?
Well, Clarice Sterling from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, and that's exactly what I was thinking of when I heard Clarice.
Clarice.
Yeah, that's what popped in my head. I did not know it was going to be a Silence of the Lamb reference. Hello,
Okay,
Clarice.
guys.
So happy to see you
man.
again.
Love you, man.
man.
Talk to you soon.
Love you. Thank
Peace.
you.
Have a good one,
Peace
brother.
out.
Peace.
Peace in as well. How beautiful is that, my friend?
Dude, that was awesome. How cool is that he's getting to rescue a beautiful little life of a baby bird?
Yeah, that is amazing. We had so at my dad's house, he made friends with a lot of cats, and we made friends with a lot of birds as well. And there was a little... Oh, there we go.
Hey, check this out.
Let me put you on here, brother. Good morning, Mr. Green Thumb.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yay.
Good morning.
I'm not sure how to flip my camera.
On that, you'll see something that says settings,
Okay.
and then if you click camera, there you go. You found it. I think. In the settings, it should give you an option to have a front or back for the camera.
Worst case, you just flip the camera around.
You just not know what you're showing us.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here, let me make you big.
Dude, that looks cool.
It's my sidewalk garden.
This is
digging
where
that.
this is where you feed the neighbors.
Oh.
Dude, I wish more people would do that. You know, a lot of people wouldn't. They'd be like, a sidewalk garden, mow it all down. That's rad, bro.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I've talked to quite a few neighbors that absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm digging it. I wish we would see more of this more often instead of HOA sucking on everybody's parade.
Yeah, somebody has to ruin the fun, right?
Right, that's freaking cool, man.
So what do you got on the side gardening at the moment?
Mostly just flowers and artichoke. Right now is the only fruit. This is
Nice.
alfalfa right here.
How cool.
My big aloe vera.
Very nice.
Just finished flowering.
Oh, how pretty.
Got some pumpkins starting to sprout up.
Ooh. Vanessa made some Thai meatball soup with
Sounds
pumpkin
good.
in it. Oh, so good. No soliciting. What do you guys have against salesmen?
Uh,
Uh-oh. I think he accidentally dropped himself off. Ooh, man, I like just having that lady up there. So cool. Yeah. Very, very relaxing. Uh-oh. I'm gonna, I just gotta run and grab my computer charger real quick.
Yeah, you're good, brother. There we go.
oh my gosh.
Oh, there we go.
You must have hit something. My little
Digging it.
feral pack.
I'm
That's a
digging
feral one right there?
Yeah, there's a.
Oh. Oh, they're just chilling though. They don't mind you.
No, they still are a little nervous about me, but
Not too much.
no, that's the mama.
Right on, bro. That's cool. They feel
Yeah, I got my-
comfortable.
my
They've got a
weeds,
nice
too.
space. Oh, I'm digging it. You, sir, have the backyard paradise.
Seriously.
I wish I had a backyard.
Me too. I don't have a backyard either.
Yep, I gotta put seeds in the ground no matter what.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. It's very vibrant. Just life everywhere, bro.
Yeah, the people that lived here before, he planted these trees, and they're definitely nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what do you got? You got plums.
Apricots, peaches, cherries, persimmon. What are those other ones? Pomegranates. This is a big old sunflower that the birds planted.
Oh, how cool. See, I like when other animals do the work for me.
Ah,
So we can work together. Everybody
Aw.
wins.
yeah. had a nice big fat strawberry, first one that was ripe, and I checked it out today, and there was a slug eating it.
Oh man.
I
You
know.
just eat the other half of it?
No, no.
Like that's your half. Now this is my half.
There's the mint you brought me.
Ooh, yay. Oh man, I need to plant some mint. I planted a little bit of flowers and some rosemary yesterday.
Nice.
But what I really want is mint.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause,
rosemary is
man,
super nice too because it's
strong, hearty,
really strong, fragrant, and good for.
and I love cooking with it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely good.
And is that what I think it is?
Yeah, those are my prizes.
The plant of dreams. Yeah, that
Growing
is
about-
freaking cool.
Growing like an inch every day.
Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Every time I turn the screen back, it's a weird. I'm on a weird screen.
You're on the large screen every time?
Well, it's always on. It's on like some weird page that's a little bit off.
Oh, because it like shrinks and grows type of thing.
Here's a cool little fruit right here. It's a passion fruit.
That's a passion fruit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel like I've only drank passion fruit.
I've never tasted a passion fruit, and from my understanding, this particular species of passion fruit is not the greatest to eat. It's more grown for like the flowers, because the flowers are really nice.
Oh, that's
see-
interesting.
Yeah.
That particular variety is the flower is the gem.
Yeah. I don't see any flowers right now, but actually just got some edible passion fruit seeds, so see how those go.
Yeah, there's nothing like going to your backyard and getting what you need to prepare dinner or breakfast.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wish I actually did more of it, but
Yeah, that's kind of like my main challenge with planting is it's always in retrospect. I should have planted seeds in May. Or whenever I should have done it. But I'm gonna throw a few things in the ground.
yeah, nice
See
part
what
about
happens.
your region is you get a pretty long growing season.
Yeah, I would love to just have some tomatoes from the garden.
Some what?
Some tomatoes, make some fresh salsa.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited about my tomatoes. I planted a bunch of them, and a bunch of them actually just came out of the ground. Like, I have no idea where the seeds came from. So I planted some of those, and they're fruiting.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it was like I put them in the compost pile, and then the seeds just stayed alive. And when I used that compost somewhere, it just started growing.
The most nutrition-rich seeds ever.
Uh, the nice part about tomatoes is they grow super easy.
Yeah, I've got my best tomatoes out of a compost pile, and actually my best jalapenos.
Yeah. One of
I
my
love
peppers.
my state. My state's
One of my
so
peppers.
green.
Oh yeah,
Kihei
big time.
Kihei loves to eat fig leaves.
I wonder. That's so interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that does for her.
I don't
That kind
know.
of like cleans her stomach out, or that's my imagination is like, ooh, that seems like it would make me get out all that extra shit that doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's in a lot of different leaves. They're like anti-parasitics, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh,
possibly
Like
she's trying to kill something.
right. It's like I've known people to give their dog like raw tobacco as like a dewormer substitute.
Yeah, that's one plant I would really like to grow is some tobacco.
Oh yeah, a lot of just aside from smoking, there's a lot of cool things that tobacco is good for. I mean, it's as old as you can get.
Yeah, it's really hard to find seeds around here.
Well, that's for anything. I mean, didn't they take all of the non-GMO seeds out of circulation in the world, except for a select few that people have kind of squeezed past the system, and they locked all the good seeds up in a seed vault.
Yeah.
Everything else has been manipulated, or I mean, we still get our natural stuff that we're lucky enough to have growing, but I just love how nature grows, man. I wish more people would stop and smell the flowers and take time to appreciate nature instead of being so quick to mow it all down.
Yep.
or,
I agree.
or even worse, spray it with chemicals.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
forever
man.
chemicals that'll never come out of the soils. Never. I mean, just. I was reading an article last night. It was like they were saying guided study. Well, it was it was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was talking about a study about the fucking pesticides. And they said they were growing crops and stuff with pesticides, and they everywhere that they had used pesticides, it was ridden with bugs. Where they transferred into the fields that they didn't have any pesticides in it, that motherfucker was bug free and it grew great.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, people are so quick to stop nature from doing what nature does so damn well already.
Yeah, man. You go into a forest and everything is green. Everything's covered with plants. There's no dirt on the ground, and there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
one out there fertilizing anything. No one's
Especially where I
using
live.
bug spray.
Out here where I live, I'm in Washington State, up in the Pacific Northwest, so there's ferns, moss. I mean, all the trees by the rivers have usnea hanging like 20 feet off of them, the old man's beard. It's just ferns, moss, jungle, beautiful green, everything where I live.
Yeah. It's too hot and dry here. Moss is we rarely see any of that.
I mean, it does get it gets into the hundreds here. You know, it's not very often, but where we're coastal. You know, the weather's always changing. There's always a humid, moist atmosphere. Just the things really, really thrive up here.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Maybe one time we should go further into it. But yeah, I know that you studied a lot about and watched a lot of people talking about growing, natural gardens and kind of like letting like the native plants repopulate as well. To me, that's a very interesting subject.
Well, it's important
how,
too.
Yeah, it is super important, and how it will actually it will fix itself. Nature will correct itself without us trying to manipulate it and force it into our own will.
Oh yeah. So here's my theory on it, right? So all of the native wild species that would basically overtake or grow in a garden space are probably just substituting themselves for their life cycle to correct nutrients in the soil, to correct and keep the inflow, outflow of the nutrients in the soil. And people are so quick to get rid of the native things that grow. And it's like, you wonder why your soils are nutrient deficient. Because you guys have stripped all of the literal nutrients out of the soil.
Yeah, the balance is, lost. The balance has been removed.
I mean, in a growing state where you're growing food, I get it. You want to keep like the other things that would take like nutrients from the soil and rob them from which you are trying to grow. But like in a state where people are just quick to take down the native species, those are the things that are correcting and keeping the soil alive so vibrantly well.
I try to add a lot of natives into the garden.
I'm a sucker for nature.
Yep, I'm the same way. I love me some nature.
I'd live in like a earth-built hobbit house if I had my way. Plants everywhere.
Yeah, that would be freaking cool.
I'm also a fan of the invasive species, though.
Yeah.
Like which ones?
I mean, I guess all these trees would be considered, invasive or non-natives.
Yeah, they're transplanted into the area.
Yeah, these are all from the Middle East or from, Europe. From South America. I guess South America would be considered lightweight native.
Telling me that you's a eucalyptus lover?
So I know when you get bamboo in your yard, I know that's extremely hard to remediate bamboo from. Bamboo is evasive. It'll take over your entire backyard.
Yeah, bamboo's a pretty awesome plant, though.
It is, but it's very evasive. If you're trying to grow anything else in your backyard and you start like into the ground bamboo, it will literally take over your entire garden. Like up here in Washington.
Yeah, from my understanding, in the East Coast, there used to be a native bamboo forest. But most of that is gone now.
It's like here people will get it in their backyards. It'll appear sometimes, the flow of the things and the way the plants, do their dance in life. But I've seen people actually have to go and hire commercial contractors for bamboo evasion or to remediate bamboo out of their backyards because it is so entrenched in the soil. It is a very hard thing to get rid of it, and even when you think you get rid of it, it still can sprout back up.
Yeah.
Kind of like blackberries here, like they are everywhere and they will just overtake everything.
Yeah, we got blackberries here too, and they will definitely take over everything, but
in a delicious way.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, they'll swallow a whole car in like 4 months. I mean, just overgrow. You won't even know there's a car there, and blackberries have overtaken it.
When we were kids, we had a backyard that had 90% blackberry. It completely took over everything.
Yeah, we'd walk on top of 8-foot high blackberry bush.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's nice here. You go out on the walking trails out by the rivers and stuff here, and literally you get salmon berries, you get blueberries, raspberries, you get all the wild berries and stuff, and you walking along the trail, and you just eat the berries as you go along, dude. It's great.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, no, I easy access to blackberries, but that's about all that I've really noticed berry-wise. Like,
You know what I
around where
miss
I live.
berry-wise?
What's
I miss
that?
Montana. Huckleberries, dude. OMG.
Ooh, huckleberries? Hell yeah.
Oh, and you got to be careful with those though. When you go out hunting for huckleberries, like when I lived in Montana, you went out with a sidearm and basically a handheld rake to rake through the bushes, pull the berries off, and you'd get 50 bucks for a 5-gallon bucket of berries.
Dang.
Dang, good
Yeah,
times.
but that's what bears eat. So you find a good huckleberry patch, you just keep your eyes peeled.
You might not be the only one foraging.
That's right.
I'm gonna have to tone down the stream and get my butt to cleaning and cooking.
I just had an idea.
What's that?
I wanna grow some ginseng, dude. That
Ooh,
because ginseng, I mean, let's say you could grow like a good square patch of as much ginseng as you could pile in. That stuff's worth. That's a profitable deal right there. That could solve some income problems.
right. And you could make some delicious formulas along the way.
Yeah, ginseng's got a whole bunch of good properties to it.
Yeah, I'd love to grow some ginseng. I've never tried.
Yeah, I've never tried either. But I mean, I'm curious now. I think that'd be really rad to figure out how to do it in like a backyard versus just wildly in nature.
Well, I'm gonna finish up the stream. This is too cool, man. I love being able to. Oh, wow, that's
Oh,
pretty.
dude, look at the colors, dude. That's so
Pomegranate.
cool. I love it.
Yeah, that's really
Growing up
pretty.
as a kid, I used to have a neighbor in Las Vegas growing up as a kid that had a pomegranate tree, and we'd always go over there and get big, huge pomegranates. Man, we used to live off that tree.
Yeah, this tree has been pretty stingy, but this year it has. Where last year probably had dozens of flowers, this year it has hundreds of flowers on it. So hopefully it'll start producing a little better.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Get 100 pomegranates. Oh,
Oh, that would be nice. Definitely looks like a few of them have set fruit already, so that's good.
That's cool, man.
Cool, brother. Thanks for letting me join you guys.
oh man, anytime. Thank you.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
Super rad.
I always look for the opportunity to woo someone in to the stream. Very.
Is that a woo or a woohoo?
Oh, woo-hee. Well, I'm gonna shut down and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you, brother, very much for coming on. Thank you, J-Math, for coming on. I really appreciate you
sure.
guys. Love you both.
No problem.
Well,
Love you too, brother.
Yeah, we'll connect. We'll connect very soon.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Well, you have a wonderful day today, brother, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
I'm sure you're gonna be playing some music. I'm hoping for us soon, so I got something to jam out to.
Oh, I do got to make some music videos with some art, so I'm going to probably be doing that for a while. But hey, brother, I love you. I'm going to slide out of here and let you
Alrighty.
shut down the stream gracefully. We'll catch you later,
Absolutely.
brother.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys stopping in. Morning Light Radio, you never know what you're going to get, who you're going to get. And I'm glad that you're here for the experience. Much love.
Peace out.
Peace out. Peace in.
See you soon. Later.
Later.